Hello everybody, welcome. Today's episode we are going to be going around Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. This is for all you Star Wars fans and all you non-Star Wars fans that might just be a little bit interested in what Star Wars is all about. We are here today at Hollywood Studios at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Walt Disney World, Florida, and we are going to be going around and we're going to be showing you everything. The food, the shops, the attractions, and giving you all the tips and tricks to make sure that your vacation here and that your time at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, you make the most of it. So come along with us, stay tuned, it is going to be a ton of fun, and I got my lightsaber ready. Do you have your lightsaber? We hope you all have your lightsabers ready because it's going to be a blast. Now, right behind me here is the stage show where they actually have different, they used to have sort of a Jedi training on this stage, a little bit of Star Wars, like sort of like little, I don't know, they weren't improv, but they were like small little Star Wars shows. Like Darth Vader would come out or Kylo Ren would come out and there would be like sort of a little act and then they would have kids get up with their lightsabers, little Jedis and stuff. I actually haven't seen this show running since COVID, but I keep, I mean, it kind of looks like it might be reopened, but I don't know. So we'll have to take an update. We might just not be here at the time of the day when it's happening. I just haven't seen it since COVID. So while this is outside of the actual Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, I did want to show it because it is technically part of the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Star Wars experience. It's just right outside of that main entrance. So I do want to include that. And then right behind me over here also is Star Tours. As you can see, you see the giant AT-AT up there behind me. And that's the Star Tours ride. Again, it's outside of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Galaxy's Edge. It's right outside of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, over by the Muppets. Like get in the video. It's hard because his head's like way up there. But it is, and it's such a cool ride. I really love it. I think it's a cool thing. I love all the different experiences. It's basically a simulator ride, right? You get in a seat, you watch a movie. It makes you feel like you're actually in the movie. It's moving around. And it's 3D. They added 3D years ago, and the story always changes.
And there's only a 15-minute wait right now.
Yeah, there's usually never a wait. So for me, that's a winner.
We know it's really, really crowded. If there's like a 30 or 35-minute wait here, we're like, oh, whoa, what's happening?
Yeah, time to go.
Time to go.
Time to move on. So, cool. So anyway, I love Star Tours. I think it's a cool ride. I like how the experience changes every time you ride it. We're always hoping for a new episode, like something new, like new parts.
I like the Jar Jar Binks one. I have a feeling they've gotten rid of it. I'm like Jar Jar Binks' only fan.
You are.
You're
his only fan.
I don't understand anything he's saying, but I like that movie the best. I'm the only one.
You're definitely his only fan.
I'm the only one.
Right here is the main Star Wars store that was here before Galaxy's Edge was actually created. So it's right next to Star Tours, and it's actually the exit to Star Tours. So before they built all of Galaxy's Edge, this was definitely the place to come for Star Wars gear, lightsabers, things like that. That's a cute little store. It still has its place. They still sell a lot of the different merchandise in here. You can also sort of build your own lightsabers, as you can see what they're doing right there. Now these are the lower cost lightsabers here. If you're building them, they're more the ones that are made out of like plastic, so they're an awesome lower cost alternative right there. So as I just showed, you can actually build your own lightsaber. It's $29.99 as I was showing for a single lightsaber build and $44.99 for the double lightsaber build. And again, so this is like a really good place to come if you're looking for a lightsaber build option where your kids or you can put together your own custom lightsaber, your hilt, the buttons, the actual lightsaber blade, I'll call it, quote unquote, beam, I don't know what to call it. You can pick your own color, so it's really cool. So you should check it out versus the ones inside Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, which are a lot more expensive, the builds that you do there. So they're much more expensive, up to $200, $300 even dollars. So these are like the more cost-effective ones. Now they do also sell some of the more expensive lightsabers over here. These are the pre-builts, as you can see. So it's the pre-built ones, and it's specific ones. So like this is Skywalker's lightsaber here. This is Darth Vader's lightsaber down here. They have Mace Windu, which is the purple one. And these are around $200 each. So they do have the more expensive ones, but they don't have the build your own expensive version one. That's inside Galaxy's Edge.
So we're in the little store outside of Star Tours, and I just saw these earrings. I love them. These are $24.99. It comes with 6 pairs of earrings. Look at them. And then look at these. These are $24.99.
Here we are. This is the main entrance into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. There is another entrance that's actually over there by Toy Story, right next to alien swirling saucers, but you can walk in that way. But this is kind of the main entrance. And this is over here by Muppets, Muppet Vision 3D. And this is the line over here to the left you can see, which is Rise of the Resistance, which looks completely empty right now, but that is not reality. That line, even though it looks short, is actually about an hour. No, it's actually a 115-minute wait right now. But it looks like it's empty because everyone has lightning passes. You can see the line in there for the lightning pass. So right here behind us is Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, and it's right near the entrance, like I said, where we just came in, right to the left. This is the main Rise of the Resistance ride, and it's so funny to me because it looks so, what I love about it is it looks so unassuming, and I've said this in other videos, but it just kind of looks like a little busted little outpost almost, and it's kind of, and if you, when you ride the ride, you'll understand why, because it's sort of this like underground secret rebel base that's hidden behind rocks and things, so it's not supposed to look like this huge amazing outpost or base. It's supposed to be just kind of this like hidden little tucked away gem, and then you go back there and it's like their headquarters and all these things, really cool things happen. So I don't want to spoil the ride, but there's a whole experience from the time you get in the line all the way through when you get off the ride, from sort of like getting on a transport and getting caught by the Empire, or I should say the First Order, because it used to be the Empire, then it's the First Order and the new stuff, and then you escape and all this cool stuff. So I think the ride is amazing, but it's right here, right at the entrance, the main entrance, and it's just a really cool thing. But you can see behind me right now, it says 105-minute wait for the standby. It's a cool ride. They've got a couple of cool little kiosks here right outside Rise of the Resistance where you can buy different things. You can see the helmets there. Those are the Rebellion helmets. Some of these are limited to 2 per person, 2 per guest, so you can see that. But they have a couple of like different types of helmets that you can buy here at this particular kiosk. Honestly, this merchandise does seem to roll over periodically. This wasn't always a helmet booth, and they do have some other merchandise over there, like apparel. And then over here they have some more. Usually they have sort of like one side will be like the Rebellion, Black Spire Outpost equipment, and then sometimes the other side will end up being the First Order equipment, but it looks like it's a little bit different here this time. It's more about Black Spire Outposts. It does look like on this side they have some Resistance gear. You can see Join the Resistance here. And I like this part right here. I like the fact that there's an X-Wing up there. I'll be honest and say I would like it more if I could actually walk up and hang out and touch the X-Wing. How cool would it be to actually be able to get in the seat of that X-Wing? Now that would be cool, but a cool little photo opportunity with it is also neat. I'll take it. So this behind me, I honestly don't know what the craft name is. It's not an A-Wing or an X-Wing. I don't think it's an A-Wing because this is actually...
from screening post 2, entering Sector 7.
Entering Sector 7. Cool. But I don't know what this particular craft is called, but I do know that this is... It looks to me like the exact craft that Obi-Wan pilots in one of the first 3 trilogy movies. I forget exactly which trilogy movie it was, which movie in the first trilogy it was, but I feel like it looks exactly like the craft that he flies.
You're still both hitting the network. It'll work, Regime. First Order variants run at about 160% of those Clone Pod 3 units, so the signal looks the same.
Wow, I think it's taken off. How do I make it look like it's taken off? Whatever I'm doing, it's not working. So anyway, and okay, it's done. I think it was just testing its engines. So I don't know, because if it is from the first trilogy, it's weird to me that it's there, because most of this is themed after the third trilogy, and that vessel would be like ancient if you think about it. Now it does look pretty old and busted, but again, the Millennium Falcon is in all three trilogies too, so it will. I mean, the craft will last. But to me, it does feel a little out of place. But maybe I'm wrong. What do you think of the crafts, though? Do you like these things? Like, does it like do it for you? That like, do you think it's cool, or do you think you're just like, it doesn't add to like the theming or make you feel like it's cool or anything? Maybe it's just a me thing, or maybe it's just like maybe you have to be like a super Star Wars fan or have grown up with it. I grew up with this, so to me, it's cool to see these things. I don't know. Let's head into the main sort of, I'll call it like the Bazaar area of Batuu here at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. This is where most of the shops are. They do a good job of making it feel like it's like outdoorsy shops and shopping center, kind of like it's literally like a bazaar, like you would even find on our planet, like in our world. You see these kind of bazaars and things, but it feels very otherworldly. Well, let's head into the first shop here. It's sort of like the animal creature shop. There's a lot of cool things in here. I have like a sleeping creature in this cage. Now, I don't know what the names of most of these creatures are. I do know this is from Empire Strikes Back. This is the big snowman creature that attacks Luke. I know this is a Tauntaun. This is the creature that he cuts open and sleeps in during the Empire Strikes Back when he gets caught in the blizzard. Well, Han Solo stuffs him in there. I know these are banthas.
Oh, sure.
Kind of like big, like
The whole thing is incredible. So.
big, huge, like buffalo thingies. Yeah, this is neat. There's some sort of little snail guy right here. That's pretty cool. These are the little things that they blowtorch off the bottom of the Millennium Falcon. The little parasites. What's this? Ooh. I don't know what that is, but it looks like a giant toad. Take a look at the shop here to the left. It's right across the street from the creature shop. There you go. Found her Jar Jar Binks. I don't know if that's really who it is, but it looks like him. And they got little models and stuff in here. Looks like they have some figurines. They got some of the games over there. Ooh, we have like a costume shop over here where you can get some of the Jedi robes. You can get Rey's outfit here, looks like. Some appropriate, there's the arm wraps and things that she wears. So basically you can get her entire outfit for Rey. Right behind me here, sort of a couple shops down in the Bazaar area, is the popcorn shop. I don't know if it has a name. I don't see a name, but I don't know. But it has a popcorn. They have different kinds of popcorns. They have like the Outpost popcorn mix. They've got the buttered, I think they're called buttered blue grains. And we've tried it before. We tried the Outpost mix, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember. What did it taste like?
It was good. I liked it.
Was it like sweet or savory?
The red one?
Yeah, the red one.
I feel like
it was like kettle corn, wasn't it? It kind of reminded me of kettle corn.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So it's cool. They have like, it's all like, I mean, it's just popcorn, but it's like Star Warsy because it is like blue or purple or red, and it has like a little interesting flavor to it. So give it a try. It's pretty good. Right here at the end of the bazaar is Rondo's Wraps. If you kind of look at it, you can see they're like cooking big hunks of meat, which is basically creatures. Man, it's really loud right here. This machine makes a lot of noise, but you can see it's sort of roasting these creatures. Look at that. That one up there has like teeth. See it? It's kind of like a lizard almost. But Rondo's Wraps is only open for a few hours in the middle of the day. Here we are at Doc Endor's Den of Antiquities, and this place is so cool. It is the coolest store, in my opinion, in all of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Probably one of the coolest stores in all of the parks combined. It has so many cool, interesting Star Wars things, like creatures. You can see this weird creature thing behind me right there. It actually does move. It's in like a jar. It looks disgusting, but it does move around. But what I love about this place is it has all kinds of really cool memorabilia. Almost it has all the creatures, like a lot of like creatures' heads, the creatures, like the entire like full body versions of the creatures that are in a lot of the Star Wars movies. It's got tons of that stuff. It's got great merchandise, great like collectibles, great souvenirs, and it just feels so cool in here.
I love this Princess Leia costume. And I feel like it's a really good deal. It's only $129.99. Plus, I'm assuming you get the annual pass discount here. I'm sure you do. It says please limit handling, so I'm not trying to touch it too much. But it does have the belt. Okay, so you can get Princess Leia's wig, and he's going to show it up there. It's only $29.99. I feel like that's a really good deal. If you have long hair like me, I would just do it myself. But if you don't and you want the wig, $29.99. I feel like that's a really good deal. I don't think this costume is that much. And it's super high quality. I feel like you go to like Halloween stores at Halloween and pay just as much, if not more, for your costume and all the pieces. So I feel like this is a good deal.
Unless you want to get the actual royalty jewelry that goes along with the costume, like the earrings that are $95, the royalty cuff, which is $450, or the signet ring, which is $125. Now it's getting a little expensive. Right behind us is Docking Bay 7, and that is an awesome quick service restaurant. I mean, what do you think of Docking Bay 7?
I love it. I want to eat here again today.
Yeah, we were walking over, she's like, are we eating at Docking Bay 7 again?
I feel like it's Hollywood's and Disney's, like, what did they call it? Best hidden secret or whatever it is. I don't think most people know about it, and you do not have to have a reservation for this, but you can mobile order, and every time we get it, we just mobile order, and our food's ready like within a few minutes. I feel like most people don't realize it's here. I mean, for a while, I didn't know it was here. He had to tell me it was here.
Yeah, for some reason, I just felt like it was a sit-down restaurant.
Yeah,
like you had to have like a reservation.
So
it was going to be a
yeah,
hassle. We were like,
no.
no.
It's not.
And then finally we realized it was like quick service and you could mobile order, and we were like, huh?
And it's quality food. They also have alcoholic drinks, non-alcoholic. I've had both, and they're both very good. The food is phenomenal. The cast members in there are really knowledgeable about like the entire Star Wars area and all the food that's in there. So it's really interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah.
I love it. I think it's one of the best. I
really
love
is.
that the food is unique and different, so it's definitely good. It's right over here by the Millennium Falcon,
Yeah.
which I'll show in just a minute. But it's right past Rondo's Roasters. If you go past Rondo's Wraps there and head to the left,
Yeah.
you're there. Like it's right there on the left. It's kind of, honestly, it's kind of stuck in the corner. Like I don't even notice it, honestly. It's kind of like a little.
Yeah.
It's like a little busted building, but if you look actually on top of the building, which I'll try to get a shot of it, and I'll try to overlay it here, but look up there, there's actually a giant spaceship on top of the building, which you don't even notice unless you go to a specific angle in the park and look for it. So let's do that next. Let's take a look at the Millennium Falcon though. Take a look at the Millennium Falcon. This is the actual Smugglers Run ride right here. This is the main entrance. Right now it says 55-minute wait for standby. That is literally a full-size, life-size Millennium Falcon. Let's talk about the Millennium Falcon. It is such a cool ship. I grew up in the era where the Millennium Falcon was part of my growing up. It was part of me, all those movies, starting with the first one, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, the Millennium Falcon, iconic ship. So to me, I just love it. I love that I can see a full one. I'd love to go inside it, but the fact that we get to go on Smugglers Run, which kind of makes you feel like you're going inside it. It's got the little sort of like area with the little sort of like digital chess game thing where Luke Skywalker sits. It's got the sort of the passageways. It's got the cockpit, everything. I just love it. But I think the ride, the actual Millennium Falcon itself is really cool. But I do want to show you a secret of the Millennium Falcon. There's actually a miniature little Millennium Falcon on the Millennium Falcon. And it's so hard to find. And I will tell you, if you look it up, there's pictures of it, but like nobody tells you how to find it. So I want to show you exactly where it is and make it super easy for you to find and take a photo. All right, so as I said, there is a little miniature Millennium Falcon, and it doesn't really tell you how to find it if you look it up. It's hard. So I'm going to show you exactly where it is. So the little cockpit here on the, well, it's the left side looking at the Millennium Falcon, but it's the right side of the ship, right here near the entrance. Come over to the cockpit and look for these, you see these like dark gray, this venting right here? So go up to that venting sort of thing. And right in the middle of this vent, follow it straight down to the bottom of the vent. And then look at that gray pipe. Right above that gray pipe, you can see right in there, tucked away, is the baby Millennium Falcon. You see it in there? So that's where it's at. It's even hard for me to see right here, and I'm literally staring right at it. Now let's talk about Smugglers Run. That is the Millennium Falcon ride. You actually get to ride the Millennium Falcon. I do love it. Like I just said a minute ago, you get to go in. You get to go into the ship. So there's like the whole like little, I'll just call it like the living room of the ship that's actually in the movies, where Luke Skywalker and them hang out. And there's that little chess game. There's like that little like half moon shaped bench that they sit on. The corridors. And then the cockpit, you get to go through the cockpit and sit in the cockpit and actually drive the Millennium Falcon. And my favorite thing about it is that in the movies, they say it takes 2 people to pilot the Millennium Falcon. They actually specifically mention that in the movies. It takes 2 people to pilot the Millennium Falcon. And that always was kind of weird. Like, really, it takes 2 people to fly the Millennium Falcon? What are they doing? So that's why it's always Han Solo and Chewie. And then when one of them has to leave the room, you'll notice somebody has to like jump in and take the place, because it has to be 2 people operating it. They don't really go into detail on why. And I don't even know if this is actually the case, but in the ride, you need 2 people to pilot the Millennium Falcon. One of them controls the up and down, and the other seat controls the left and right. Now, why anybody thought that that was a good idea to design a ship that way, I don't think we'll ever know, other than they just figured it was a cool plot point. But I do like the fact that they stuck with it in this, and they actually made it to where there is 2 people required.
I do not like being the pilot. I prefer to be the gunner.
We don't like when you're the pilot either.
No, I'm
just
terrible.
kidding.
I feel like I'm a good gunner.
I think I'm terrible. So the only thing that would have made this cooler is if you would have actually got to go into the gunner seat. If you watch the movies, the gunner seats are actually swivel seats. So you drop into an actual, it's almost like on the B-52 bombers, like back in the day, the little ball that you jump into and it like swivels around and you shoot. They actually have those kind of on the Millennium Falcon as well. That would have been cool to actually, if you were the gunner, to get into your own little like seat and like swivel around 360 degrees and shoot all this stuff. That would have been cooler, but also very impractical when it comes to a mass person ride, but it still would have been cool. Right behind us is Oga's Cantina. It actually does say Cantina above the door, but it's in the sort of like, I don't know, some sort of Star Wars language, which I've already forgotten. Someone has explained it to me, and I've already forgotten. Tell us a little bit about Oga's Cantina.
It's a bar, but it's very like, you know, just a lighthearted kind of bar. It's very like family friendly kind of bar. Like you can go in there and get non-alcoholic drinks, snacks. You know, you could take your families in there, I feel like. Yeah.
It is definitely family friendly.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's taking it in there because there is alcoholic and non-alcoholic and like little snacks you can chew on. I think the snacks aren't that great, but if you want something with your drink, like a little snack, sure, go ahead and grab it.
You can't hang out in there.
Yeah, you can't hang out there for hours. You get your 45 minutes and then you're done. They do a good job of making it feel like a seedy underground bar, though. It feels like you're going into like the dregs of society side seedy little like bar on a Star Wars outpost, like on Batu. I think it's cool. There's no like cool live music, which is a miss in my opinion for Oga's Cantina. I do think there should be that like, you know, from like the movie, which from Jabba's Palace, which this isn't Jabba's Palace, but I do think they should have better music. Instead, they just have the little guy from Star Tours, the little robot, when they kind of decommissioned him and put C-3PO in Star Tours instead. They have him as like the DJ, and it's cute and all, but like, I don't know, it doesn't really, it's not like cool. It's not super awesome. I think they should have at least had an option for like live entertainment, and that would have made it a lot better. But it's a cool little bar. Great place to get some drinks. I like it. It's neat. It's pretty easy to get a reservation. Yeah, absolutely. So check it out.
Or just walk by. if you don't have a reservation, don't like freak out. Just
Oh, yeah.
walk by and be like,
Just walk
what's
up.
the walk up?
Yeah, there's people, you can see people up there right now. They're even just kind of standing there trying to get a walk up. And usually we can get one. All right, we've made our way over here now to what I'll just call the First Order Pavilion. A lot of the stuff over here is First Order, which is basically the evolution of the Empire from the original movies, if you're not familiar. So the First Order, you can see the First Order banners right there. You can see this is definitely one of these sort of like Empire type ships. It's almost like one of the TIE fighters. It's like Kylo Ren's version of the TIE fighter, like a more upgraded TIE fighter. This entryway right here is actually the entrance where the bus comes back and forth to take you to the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Hotel, the Halcyon spaceship. So this is how you get back and forth right here. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And there is a little shop over here where they have a lot of First Order merchandise. You can see all the Stormtroopers in there, and that's actually the First Order Stormtrooper, not the original Stormtroopers. So let's go take a look at it. I actually think that the First Order Stormtrooper is much cooler than the originals. It's pretty neat. Look right there, they have a First Order officer's jacket. But I really do like this First Order costume. These are the ones that they have walking around in the park. I mean, probably not this exact one. They probably have much more expensive versions that the cast members are wearing, and they have all their little audio functions and their weapons. But you can buy the helmet and stuff in here and some of the other things. So yeah, I call this the First Order Pavilion over here, this area. So that is definitely the place to go if you're looking for First Order merchandise.
Yeah.
Over by Rise of the Resistance tends to be the area where you're going to find the Rebellion, the Resistance type gear, you know, clothing, things like that. And over here by this big, you know, black TIE fighter. What? TIE? The big giant, I'm going to call it TIE fighter. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's because it's like a different version. It's like a much nicer, bigger one. But over here, this is definitely where the First Order gear is going to be. So if you're a little bit on the dark side, this is going to be your spot over here. So check it out. Right behind us is the blue milk booth. They also have the green milk here, but it's really blue milk is what people know about. Have you tried both or the blue milk? Blue, I've not tried either one of them. So what do you think of the blue milk? And it is, I think the blue milk they're both $8.50. So what's the blue milk? Is it cold, frozen, hot?
So it's cold and kind of slushy, and it tastes like Smarties.
So like
really
the little
does.
candy, the little powdery candy,
it
tastes
like
like Smarties.
It's good.
So it's like a fruity,
powder, kinda slushy.
Blue slushy.
Yes.
Is it good?
Yes.
You like it?
Yes. The kids have had both, I think, and they told me not to try the green. They always tell me to try the blue, so I've never tried the green. But maybe next time I get it, I'll try the green because I don't know what the green tastes like.
So apparently the green one must not be as good as the blue.
Yeah.
But if you're interested in the blue milk, which sounds weird to me, she says it's pretty good, so $8.50. But here it is right here. And again, it's kind of over in the First Order Pavilion. So.
And it's pretty filling. It's like kind of big. So, yeah.
All right, so we have another cool movie. I'll call it a movie prop, or it's a prop. It's, you know, I'm sure it wasn't in any movies, but they built it. But this is the speeder, the sort of the land speeder. It's a little bit different coloration, different look, but it's basically the same speeder that is in the original New Hope movie that Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi get in on Tatooine to speed their way across when they're looking for a pilot to get them off world. And it's a hover. It's kind of like a hovercraft, hover vehicle. And so it's kind of cool when I get to see it. I'm like, man, that's like the OG. It's funny too because if you go back and watch the original movie, you could tell that the craft was on wheels. Because there's no such thing as a hovercraft like that, really. But just in case you were curious. And then you could tell they kind of like tried to erase the wheels, so it's like blurry underneath and like fuzzy. So if you go back and watch it, it's like pretty obvious when you go back. But anyway, I like it. It's pretty neat. Right out here where all these people are waiting in line, this is the droid shop. This is where you actually make your own droid. The Droid Depot is what this is called. All right, we made it into the Droid Depot. Now, just in case you're curious, there was a long line. I think I got it in the video. But there was a long line to get into the Droid Depot. You don't have to wait in that line to go into the Droid Depot to look around. It's only if you're trying to build a droid. But there's other cool stuff in here like merchandise, so you can just kind of walk right in. You don't have to wait in that line, so that's it. Check it out. They have the droid here this droid was actually one of the droids that are in Rogue One. The movie Rogue One is also in the Jedi Fallen Order game that you can play. They also have a medical droid right here, which has been in some of the other movies, like Empire Strikes Back. Just a quick look at the droid station here. You can see right here, all these droid parts are just coming by on a conveyor belt, and then you kind of choose what parts you want for your droid and put it together. So there you have it. There's Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I feel like we did a pretty comprehensive review of all the different places that are here. I'm sure we missed a few things. I'm sure there's some Easter eggs and things that we didn't cover that you'll just have to watch some of our other videos to find. Or maybe you can comment below and tell us all the things that we missed. But I feel like we got a pretty good coverage, so hopefully you enjoyed this sort of like tour showing off all the really cool things that are here at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. They're always changing things up. They're adding more things. They're bringing the character greets back. They're getting social distancing removed so you can actually interact with the characters. So more great things to come. What are your thoughts on Star Wars Galaxy's Edge to wrap it up?
I just love the theming of it. It's very heavily themed. It's one of the most heavily themed areas in all of Disney. So I like that. I think the best.
I think it's like second for me after Pandora.
Yeah, definitely second. Yeah. Oh yeah.
This might be more immersive to me than Pandora if they had characters walking around, interacting, little like side stories that may be happening, you know, like rebels running through, being chased by stormtroopers. I mean, just cool. Random cool Star Wars stuff. I would feel like this would be more immersive. But because that isn't here, it feels cool and themey, but it's not totally immersive. I still think Pandora is just cooler because of the nighttime part of it.
I prefer Pandora, but this is a second, I feel like.
But I love it here, so you definitely got to check it out, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, here at Walt Disney World, Hollywood Studios. That's all you got for you today. Join us again for another great episode tomorrow. Until then, the Noble Way.
It's the easy way.
Bye-bye, everybody.